What is up, everybody, and welcome back. The music's still too loud there. Hanging out there. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Wait. Rewind, right? Let's start over again. What's up, and welcome back yet again to another episode or another installation. I like that word. Of the Camera Junkie live stream. My name's Luis, also known as Mr. Camera Junkie, where I remind you as always to upgrade your skills before your gear. And if it's your first time here, welcome. Please be sure to introduce yourself into the chat so you can get the nice Camera Junkie crew welcome. And as tradition goes around here, the first thing that we always do is to go check out to see who are the first members of the crew hanging out in the chat. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. Start at the beginning, and we have Parker Jennings saying hello to everyone. We also have Mr. Moderator Paul Duncan in the house saying hello to the fam. Saying hi to Parker himself. He says quiet night. I guess we're starting there. We got 10 people in here hanging out. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done so already. And he's saying what's up to Paul. Randy's also here saying hello to everyone. He's going to catch the replay. He's saying cheers. Says he feels like he just saw me. I wonder why. And Sly's here as well saying hello to everyone. Hope we're all having a great weekend. We are. And I wish the same to you and to everyone hanging out here tonight. We got Mr. Bokeh Bushido in the house. Carlos saying hello to everyone. Hope all is well. It is. Timeless Truth. It says, I'm hiding tonight. Oh, so he's just lurking. All right. So let's get into it. What are we talking about tonight? Well, tonight we're talking about a minimalistic creator setup, or even a vlog setup, depending on how it is that you want to look at it. Now, a lot of times we've said the best camera that you can have is the one that you have with you, right? The one that you could actually utilize. And if you're like me, which most of you probably are going to concur, that this is always with us, right? Our smart devices, our smartphones, whether you're using a Apple product or an Android product, this is going to fit just the same. But the main principle is that we're going to utilize what we have with us. So if you're like me, you're not going anywhere without your phone. And these phones have amazing camera setups on them, and they're getting better each version and each iteration. So that's what we're starting with as far as the minimalistic setup. But we're going to be using some things to enhance what you can do with your phone so that it doesn't have any of the standard limitations that you would get. So this is just a couple of things that I've put together, and one final thing that kind of put the ribbon on everything to actually make this a real viable setup in my eye. So first, we're going to be starting with the phone, and whether you have an iPhone or a Samsung, you have one way of using what we call the MagSafe adapters, which are very popular right now. And as you can see on my case, I just have this hanging out here. But to get into it, let's go to the overhead, because I think it's just going to be easier to demonstrate. So let me go ahead and put this away. And you know what? I don't need my keyboard. So we're just going to push that off to the side. All right. There we are. All right, perfect. Let's move the microphone there. And now we have a much better view. So this is my not so new iPhone 11 Pro Max. And because I bought it with its highest capacity with all the specs when I did, it's still been rocking so many years later. When did this come out? Like, I think it's past 5 years that I've had this thing. So definitely got my money's worth. And the reason why I say that is because I'm in the market to get a new one. So I'm going to be getting a 1 terabyte model pretty soon. Actually, let me make sure. That feels a lot better there. Okay. So I'll be getting that bigger model just so that I don't have to be carrying multiple phones due to like the lack of storage in them. But nonetheless, the camera systems are really good. But this is the main draw that we have, or that I've, excuse me, that I've seen people come across when they're dealing with the phones, that they want to monitor what they're doing. And what that leads to is that most times people are using the front facing camera instead of the rear facing arrays. Now, the front facing camera, especially on this one, is limited to 1080 high definition, and then all of these in the back do 4K. So we would want to utilize these cameras. Now, the newer models actually have 4K on the front facing, but it's still not as good of quality as you're getting from back array of these cameras, and that just goes across the board because the bigger optics, whether it's sensors, the lenses themselves, everything leads to just being able to capture more light to get a cleaner, crisp image. So that's what we're going to try to utilize, whether you're using this like an older phone like this or one of the newest, latest models, you're always going to want to use that. So the first thing that I got, which I had for a while, well, actually got it last year, is my Kenyu magnetic tripod mount connector. Now, this runs you, I think, about like $60, right? Even right now. And now, just FYI, I actually was preemptive and I put all the links down below. So if you're looking to check any of these things out, you can find it in the description. And I did it ahead of time so I wouldn't be able to forget after the fact, but nonetheless. So this is the Kenyu adapter, or this is the, what's it called? It's like a Super Plus or something. It's a magnetic phone mount, but it's so much more because it says it's like a 10-in-1 thing, and it has just so much versatility. And ever since I got it, this has gone everywhere with me because it just does so much more than just hold your phone. Now, of course, we're going right back to the MagSafe adapter, so it definitely sticks on there. But with the amount of magnets that it has, man, this thing really holds on tight, and it's great. So in whichever case, so as you can see, you're almost able to just rotate it right there. You'll feel the friction, but that's the good friction that you're gonna know that this thing is really gonna hold on tight. And that's where it comes into play, because it has like this certain level of rigidity that just allows you to just hold this as a like selfie mount, right? So just like that, you'll be able to hold it and start recording yourself. Or in this case, like I said, we want to maximize using these cameras, so we're able to mount it sideways and then get to holding it better to record ourselves in this manner. So it gives us the ability to record using this, and it's very convenient because it folds up. And you know what, I'm gonna grab something that I didn't think of but I can use. This is a build plate for my 3D printer, and it's metal, to show and demonstrate how this works, because every bit of it has got magnets on it, including the base. So the base, as you can see, is magnetic on top of the top part, which allows you to mount this like vertically on a variety of different things. So I've even used this to record some content on my phone, some memories that I have. That and I'm gonna give you a pretty funny story, because as I document my road trips to and fro from Creator Camp and so forth, it was Creator Camp last year that I was using this to record something, and I put this on and I actually like mounted it like so, and I started recording the video. And as you can see, like, it's all black in this sense, right? So I had it onto the side of my car. I recorded the video. As soon as I stopped recording the video, something happened with Aiden, so that took my attention. I kind of made sure that I had all my bearings, and then just started taking off and driving again, and then started looking for my phone and couldn't find it. And I was like, did I leave my phone? And I started like trying to do the mental backtrack, and I left it on the side of the vehicle, and it held my phone intact while I was driving 60 miles an hour plus for a good 15 minutes before I realized that I didn't have my phone. But that's where I vouch for this little setup. But nonetheless, as you can see, it's very like flexible. It's got magnets all over the place, so it can hold, you know, the phone in a variety of different spots. So for self-recording, this is just amazing. And then also it kind of like doubles and triples into a variety of different things, because instead of getting like a bulky handle for my phone when I wanted to use this as more like a video style device, I'm able to just kind of flip this around and make a handle out of it. See, and it's nice and rigid and now magnetized to the back of my phone, and it's giving me a nice little handle, allowing me to be like more film centric while I use my phone as a content creation device. So this little tripod mechanism here, I think, just maximizes the functionality of your smartphone as a main camera, right, as your content creation device. And that's like the first thing that I have on the list, so to speak. And that was like the first piece of my always with me content creation minimalistic kit. Now, another thing that I always talk about when it comes to content creation, and even though I'm a Mr. Camera Junkie, I always say bad audio is unwatchable. And that's where this little guy comes in. Now, I did a live stream a while ago about this Ruckero. I think that's the brand. It's basically a generic microphone kit, and it comes with its case. Now, if I were to just take one of these microphones out and place it back, you'll see that the case is powered and it does carry battery life and recharges the microphones. It has multiple connections or receivers, or yeah, these are the receivers, right? And this is for lightning. See if it focuses. As you can see, this is the lightning setup there, and then also USB-C. So whether, like I said, whether you're on Apple device or an Android device, whether it's lightning or USB-C, that comes in the kit. It comes with two microphones that connects directly to it, and all you have to do is take out the receiver and connect it to your said device. You can see right away it started blinking, and right away the microphone is active. Now, this microphones also have noise cancellation. So if you were to click it there and you'll get that little light on there, that's the noise cancellation that's built into this. And if you were to click it 3 times, oh, it has to be on. Come on. Let me not show the world my code, right? Use the Face ID. There we go. All right. You know what? Let's just leave the camera on. There we go. That fixes that. Now that the connection's there, as you can see, I only have one of the two. If I were to pull out the second microphone, then both of them will light up. That's how easy it is to connect. If you want to use both of them at the same time, then it's stereo, but I would just recommend to use one at a time so that you could maximize battery life if you're going to be using this throughout the day. But also you have the ability to do a 2-person podcast basically anywhere that you go. Just like, it's basically limitless. So wireless connectivity. These also have like magnetic backs so that you can put them onto your clothing, even though these are clips themselves. And what I was going to mention, that on top of the noise cancellation, you double click it and you mute it. So it just gives you all the functionality. Very easy to use. As you can see, super simple to connect, and you're upgrading your audio quality, which thus upgrades your I lost my audio here and it's back. Okay. That was my receiver, but my bad. Okay, so that's the microphone setup, right? And this little kit, I can't recommend it enough. This is like the no-brainer kit for any content creator. This is just a throwaway. You spend more money on a 6-inch sub at Subway than you do for this entire kit. So this is something that I highly recommend. It usually goes for $10, which is stupid. It's $9.99, which is its running price normally. Okay, so you get in all of this. The case is magnetically sealed, and like I said, it has its own power system, so you can see right away that it recharges the entire kit. Super easy to use, and right now it's got like 20% off. So if you were to click the link, it's being sold right now, this entire microphone kit. So iPhone or Android, whatever it is, for $7.99 on Amazon right now. Next day delivery. This is like no brainer. No brainer in my book. So that's the next piece of the kit. So now we're maximizing our camera by giving it the best audio and giving it a good mounting position so that, you know, we can actually utilize the camera, or, you know, in this case, like the telephoto, because as you can see, like this camera has 3 camera array. So we can go ultra wide, right? But what you can do as well is that you can go telephoto, and we'll get to that in a little bit, because, you know, the best way to maximize the quality of these cameras is to utilize them in their best position. So microphone kit, check, right? And oh, I forgot to mention something, because this is also something that's really cool about this Kenyu, which is one of the ways that I fold it kind of backwards like this leads it to be an arc of Swiss. So in this position like this, which I forgot to mention, is very easily that I could just attach that and add it to basically any tripod, arc of Swiss mount. And now I'm reusing this, you know, kit here for like on a tripod, which thus adds to the value of this Kenyu tripod kit. But the reason why I re-mentioned that is because in case you didn't want to get something like this, and another added feature is that it folds down so sleek, right? So thin, is that there are other designs, and this is one that I just got the other day. See, much bigger, but also mag safe, and this is a dual mag safe. So this a lot more robust, but this is more of a camera mount for photographers. I'm leaning out of the shot here. Let's fix this a bit. There we go. Perfect. All right. So these have quarter 20s that allow you to have this more riggable. First of all, you can mount it on a quarter 20 and have the magnetic mount, but also gives you the functionality that if you were to mount it this way, you could actually rig up other things to this to enhance it. So let's say you have a magic arm, you'd be able to attach a magic arm to this and then also connect like a light that might give you a better image for your shot at that moment, like maybe one of these bolt like inflatable Ulanzi lights that don't weigh anything. One reason that I got it is because, like I mentioned before, I kind of rock 2 phones at the moment, which I want to change. So because it's got the dual magnetic, I'm able to throw one phone here and the other phone here and kind of use them in sync, right? So that's kind of the way that I've been utilizing them together. So they're kind of 2 in 1. But this is a cool mount because it's has like allowed me to kind of use this a little differently, where they kind of like play off of each other, where I've watched some things like this and then kind of just flipped it the other way to get the content from the other. So that's what I've been doing. But nonetheless, that the mount itself is really cool. Once again, magnetic on both sides, super strong, and it also has a pivot point there, so you could actually get like 2 of them mounted or kind of facing the same direction. So, you know, you can have a phone facing one direction right? Or kind of like doing a dual recording podcast where you can kind of put one camera. This is the way that you would do it. Mounted quarter 20, and then you have both cameras shooting out in different directions to actually have like a, you know, dual high quality podcast. And then with the good microphones that you have here, good audio, good cameras, you can take this anywhere and use it in a variety of different ways. So I've been having a lot of fun with this new mount here. This is a Zelnux. We can read that brand there, but once again, the links are in the description. Focus. Let's see if it grabs it. Nope, it is not. Did I turn off autofocus? I think I did. Yeah, it's not gonna do autofocus if it's off, Lewis. Yep. That it should do it now, right? There we go. That works a lot better when we have autofocus. See, guys, uh, 2 years plus. What is it? No, 4 years, going on 5 years. Look, I even lost track of how many years we've been doing this live stream every single week, and even me, I still forget autofocus sometimes. So, all right. So things should be looking crispier now. So this is another option as far as camera iPhone mount. So depending on what's your style, you have this one that's a lot more robust. But when we attach it to the back of the phones, definitely you can see there's a lot more there to carry around. So if that's not your style, like I said, the one that I've been rocking and just it fits easily in my pocket is this Kenyu, which has magnetic capabilities just the same on both sides. All right. So now the piece de resistance, the last thing that kind of has changed everything recently that makes this real viable in my eyes is the new Cinco monitor. Right, this is a high definition, like a wireless monitor. So Cinco branded, and this has been a really cool addition to the kit because this kind of gives it way more of a professional touch in my eyes. So let's take this off of that. And the same way, this is designed with the, you know, magnetic system in mind, and it's designed for you to just throw it on here and have a wireless connection to your phone. So the way this works is you simply just turn it on and you're going to get your connection set up. So now once you get this, you'll be connecting it via Bluetooth to your phone directly, and these are the things and the steps that you go through. But once you have done those steps, you're able to just go into your phone, and let me just unlock that here, right? And once you let me just show what you can do is that in any of the screens you just pull down and you go into your mirroring settings. So you know what, I'm actually going to go into my Bluetooth first and make sure that it's connected here. I did turn it on, didn't I? Yeah. Let's check the settings. This is it. And for some reason, I'm just pressing it to connect to it. Oh, okay, hold on. Troubleshooting live. I have it connected to both phones. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to turn off the Bluetooth so that it doesn't automatically connect to that phone. So it should work now. Once again, let's turn this on. Wait for the Cinco monitor to boot up. Yeah, see, it doesn't take long. And you see right away, it's already connected. So now You can just get out of here. And once again, we go here and we go into screen mirroring. It should have the show more where we'll see the Synco device. And now wirelessly, the same way that you would airdrop or like wirelessly sync to a television and use it, we're now screen mirroring to that Synco device, and everything on it you'll see just the same. So this comes in super handy when going into your camera, and now you're able to have a selfie camera using the highest quality cameras. Oh, I pressed the record button on accident. So now you have a monitor that's built in. So if this is your entire setup and you're using a phone as your monitoring, just adding this Synco monitor could be everything that you need, because right here, because we connected it via Bluetooth, we're able to actually, you know what, let me embiggen the screen size. Right, I press and hold that. You see I enlarged the size. Depending on how you have it oriented, you have the ability to one button to kind of like flip the image top to bottom. You have a volume up and down, but also brightness up and down. And okay, let's cancel that. And the last button is actually a record button. So you could actually just press the button, and now, as you can see, it'll automatically start recording, and you're able to just make sure that you're in frame. And if you have the microphone connected, now you have good video, good audio, everything's connected the way that it should. Press the button underneath and it stops recording. So now, why, someone says like, yeah, that's cool, but I really don't need it. And I said, that's where I think you're just thinking a bit small, because the design is to keep it there. But what you could really do is that understand that this is a separate unit. So it's just connected via, Bluetooth. So that means that you can walk away from your device and still press and make sure that you're in frame, and then also hit record. So you can take this, right? And like I mentioned, take a Kenyu and throw this on a Arca Swiss, on a tripod, on a monopod. I like monopods right now, especially for this setup, because it's very thin, not too heavy, not too much bulk, but then it gives you the ability to attach something like this and put it of decent height, change to the telephoto zoom, and oh, that turned down the music. Saw how fast that happened? Hold on. That muted the music real quick. All right. Let's give it a little bit more to stick with. But we have it there. Now I'm able to see exactly, as you can see, how I am in frame. And now I see I'm like, nope, we got to adjust that a little bit better. I'm able to walk away, and you're able to make the most out of your telephoto zoom video. So hopefully you guys can still hear me right now, but you can more than anything see that I'm far away, but I'm framed correctly. And now I'm able to just press record, and I'm able to dictate to that camera and say, hey, what's up, everyone? I'm creating this new piece of content just for my live stream. Press stop. And I know that I have this in like the correct, framing, and it's a piece of usable content, and it gives you that direct connection. So one thing that these devices do, and they have that they come with, right, is that they usually come with an additional ring. Now I have a couple that I have stored here from other devices, right? They have these magnetic rings that come with it. What I was able to do was take the one that came with this Synco device and throw it on the back of the Kenyu. So the Kenyu, or Kenyu, I say Kenyu, but let's go with it. I was able to throw that there so that even if I wanted to, I still had the ability to snap this right on there and now have this same vlogging setup with my front facing monitor giving me all the options, being able to press record easily and keep everything nice and tidy, and it's not a lot of extra. So, you know, go back to regular one times so that we have more, you know, like depth in it. But that's how easy it is to utilize this setup. And, you know, to just kind of finish it up, throw the nice microphone on there. It's connected. And now this is my minimalistic content creator setup. We have a decent tripod, in addition, Arca Swiss mount connector. We have good audio with a $8 right now microphone setup, and then we have our monitor connected to the front, utilizing the phone of your choice at the moment, whether it's an iPhone or an Android. So the only thing that's really extra in this kit, which I'm just gonna disconnect the mirroring now. Stop mirroring, stops mirroring to save battery there, is basically this. So minus the phone, we're looking at a very basic or minimalistic kit when it comes to the things that you would carry with you. And this is maximizing what you already have in your pocket, which is a maybe $1,500 smartphone, which most likely you're spending a lot of the money on the camera systems themselves. So that's my minimalistic content creator setup. I can't wait to see what you guys think of it. And if you have any questions, please put a Q colon in front of them so I can make sure that I don't miss any of those. So let's get back to the chat. And man, I need a sip. I need to get something to drink here. Oh, another thing that I wanted to mention, kind of just like an add-on, which is something I had mentioned already, which is kind of like a bonus. I love magic arms. So if you are thinking about using like a magic arm or something like this is a way that you might want to think about setting it up. This is a 3D printed tripod, but there's a variety that you can find connected to a magic arm, which gives you a variety of versatility. I love the fact that you can like shrink it down or make it tall and then have the handle and kind of just set it up for vlogging. So how would you call this? An honorable mention, right? Is always a, what do they call it? A magic arm, an articulating arm. Always good in basically any setup. All right. And now let's go to the main camera. Wow. Aiden asked me for some snacks, so I'll be taking care of that real quick. There you go. I bought these honey oat Cheerios for myself, right? And they had like the pieces of oats and everything. Aiden took a liking to it, so he got it. He took the whole box. I was like, buddy, this is yours. You like it? You have it. But he's doing good and growing bigger and bigger every day. All right, so let's go ahead and check to see what you guys are saying. Hey, Johnny's in the house. He says, what's going on, fam? Sorry, brother. I go on my little soliloquies and the chats just start piling up. Yes, the iPhone stand is great. That Kenyu is dope. Says works great to hang on the tray table on a flight. Oh, that's another good option. That's why, like, if you check the link, it says like 10 in 1, but I keep finding more and more uses for that little, like, it's an iPhone stand. It's just, I think I can't call it that because I do so much with it. Gretchen says she has this mic kit and it's so good for the price. It's like a no-brainer. And like just the amount of magnets in it, the neodymiums, it's worth its price. So Jeff is in the house, a magic moment photography, saying hi to Sly. He also says he loves the dual ring. Yeah, the dual ring is becoming like a favorite because it's real sturdy. So let me show you another thing that I did with the dual ring. You know, now that it's back in subject, because I'm always finding multi-purpose things for it. So let's go back to the top, move these things out of the way to make some space. But what I was able to do, let's not lose my image, is throw one of these magnetic rings on the top part of my laptop. So now I flipped it wrong. I'm able to stick that there and now have my phone hanging off to the side when I'm doing work. The other cool thing about it, which is why I really wanted to mention, I gotta move the mic, is that if you wanted to use your phone as your camera with eCam using either camo or continuity camera, well, you're able to just swing that right along here, flip it, right? And there we go. A nice little centered, much better positioned camera setup, all because of that same magnetic ring on my laptop. Nice and centered, a good four inches above the standard, and still able to just, you know, address it, move it, like it works. So really like this. And it's not the most compact, but definitely compact enough. And the magnets are really strong, which is also a bonus. Because I'm going to give you another thing, and just to show you, I'll take it off right now. It's good, but not the best. Okay? But I bought this MagSafe connector from Newer with a 1/4-20, as you can see, kind of the airy mount clips, so that you be able to use it, but just not the strongest magnets. And a lot of times, even though I have it here set off to the side, like I'll have the phone on there, and if I just kind of like nudge my phone slightly, it totally just drops off and my phone's hitting the ground, and I'm like, man. So I had to be like extra careful. So not my favorite as far as the strength goes, but still a good piece. At first wanted to use that for my rig, for this rig actually. For my FX30 rig. So using the iPhone as the monitor like I did for Creator Camp, I wanted to use that and I just couldn't trust it. So I ended up going with the full cage for the iPhone, which was super beneficial because it protected the hell out of my phone in a variety of different ways. Not gonna throw it back behind the monitor again. So all right, let's get past the dual ring. Jeff is saying hi to Randy. This cool part, and it doesn't need to be attached to the phone. Yeah, absolutely. Like that's the cool thing about the monitor. Like you can be like a director, right? Let's say you had your phone and you had it all rigged out. I actually just saw, I think it's Beast Grips, right? And they make like camera cages and things like that. So Beast Grips had a display at Cinegear right now that's going on in California, where they have this huge telephoto like cinema lens attached to an iPhone, and it's all rigged out. It's super impressive, especially the image, and it's an anamorphic lens that they have on there, and they're getting like crazy amazing flare straight out of the iPhone. So I'm telling you that these devices are definitely viable. With that being said, you can use this Cinco monitor as that, like as a monitor that you can give to like the director or the DP, just so that they can see exactly what's going on if somebody has a, you know, iPhone rig that they're using to get like intense action. So it's pretty cool. And for the price, because I think definitely under $100, I think I don't even remember what I paid or what it's going for right now, but I'm really enjoying that Cinco monitor, the wireless. It's working out really good for me. Thank you, Gretchen, saying always great idea. Says that mic's a steal for $7.99. Yeah, and you know what? We have time. Yeah, we have time. I'm gonna switch it up, and I'm gonna show you exactly what it sounds like. You know, it's not gonna be SM7B, but it's definitely gonna be good enough quality. So I'm just connecting this directly to my Mac Studio. We have connection to microphone 1. And I'm just gonna connect it right here. I can. There we go. Bam. So it's in the same vicinity. And now I'm just gonna go to crispy and switch that up. Stop. Oh, I think it changed it already. Yeah, it's already using USB audio 1 now. So we are listening to this microphone, and just to confirm, I'm going to, just to show everyone, going back to my overhead. I have the microphone connected here, and if I click it twice, perfect, it was muted, and that's exactly what I wanted to make sure. And you guys couldn't hear me, even though my lips were flapping. And now this is the $8 microphone. Like, not only is it usable, but man, it's so easy. Like anything USB-C or Lightning, it connects automatically. My system recognized it right away, and before I could even get to it, Crisp had already switched over, and my main microphone is now coming out of this wireless device, which, you know what, I'm gonna end up rocking, you know, and I'm gonna take it away because it's wireless. So why are we struggling with the limitations, right? Right. So now we're, what is it? Iron Manning it out. Just, I have the microphone on my chest, and now that's what we're listening to. We're listening to this wireless, like my headphones. Gives you a lot of freedom, especially like when I'm doing these demos. So you know what, I should have thought of this earlier and just switched to this microphone and been using it, because I could have pushed that completely out of the way, and we're still getting definitely good enough audio, right? Because I have everything that you need. I have the roadcasters, I have multiple things, but now at the end of the day, I'm using a $8 microphone kit that's wireless, that gives me more freedom than I normally would have. So I'm Puerto Rican, I speak a lot with my hands. Snack time, definitely. You just see him. He just like he takes the bowl and he nudges it into my leg, like, "Yo, give me more." Says, "Wow, I love the idea of putting the mobile magic ring on the laptop. That's cool." Exactly, right? You got to think outside the box with everything that you do, and that's what I love to do. I love to, like I always say, upgrade your skills before your gear, because of the fact that you can make the most out of the minimal. And I'm big on reusing the things that we have and try to, you know, try like I like buying new things, but I still try to be conscious of not constantly buying new things, because we're just filling up a landfill with, good cameras. Like these cameras don't die. I have a camera that now is like 12, 13 years old right there, the NEX6 from Sony, and every time I click that thing, it works just like the day that it came out, and just super impressed. And that's the same thing that's going to happen with all of these newer cameras. Now, if you can see right here, this is a Sony a7R II, and this is my main setup camera, because of the simple fact that it doesn't go anywhere, right? Whoa, those colors are off. Oh, I got a LUT on there. Let's turn that off. I had mistakenly done that. Okay, much better. But as you can see, this is part of my setup, and that camera, the a7R II, is definitely designated as like my backup camera. It's not what I use to go shoot photography or video and things like that. So for that reason, this makes perfect sense that I leave it as my setup camera. I got my teleprompter and everything set up there so that I don't have to be thinking about it, and it's always set and it's always ready to go. I've been try sliding it higher. I don't know exactly what that means, Paul. Try sliding it higher. Maybe you're talking about the music, because I had killed it when I hit it. It definitely went low. But yeah, that's my minimalistic kit. I'm gonna continue rocking this wireless microphone. I'm also gonna check it out. I really want to hear the difference. Like I said, I'm not expecting it to be SM7B, but definitely good enough quality. GE. That's why they call it a GED, because it's a good enough diploma. Let's just move closer to your neck. Oh, okay, so the microphone. There we go. Bring it up a little closer. That should be a little better. I'm also just looking at my meter, so I'll see exactly what it sounds like, but it definitely shows like it's peaking. It's hitting the yellow, so I thought we were getting... Jeff says, what an awesome setup you have. I'll find this so overwhelming, but great setup. It could be overwhelming, but it works out perfectly in my mind, if that makes any sense. Just to give you an illustration, I have an LCD here. I have an LCD here, and this setup over here is a completely different computer. So this is the Mac Mini, and this has its own little like setup. But what this does have here is that I use universal control. So this is my Mac Studio, and I have roughly 3 monitors connected to the Mac Studio, which is my main 2 monitors, which is what I rock. But I'm also using the teleprompter, which I'll take this off here so you can see. This is a screen, and that's my 3rd screen. Now, because this screen lives in the middle of these 2 screens, and to show you the other one, right? Because it lives in the middle of these 2, put this back on if I can. There we go. Just to show you as well, that's the teleprompter, and what I can read is flipping out now that I'm asking it. I'm stretching out the cable. So the teleprompter setup here, the way that I have it is that it basically sees 2 monitors here, and this monitor lives in this area, hypothetically, in the digital space. So when I move my mouse cursor from one screen to the next, it moves fluently. But if I want to access anything that's on this monitor, I have to go to the middle and then down. And then my mouse cursor will be living inside of this zone. But the cool part is that when I take my mouse cursor and I push it further out to the left, with the awesomeness of Apple's universal control, my mouse cursor automatically just moves to this computer over here. Thus, my same keyboard and mouse is controlling my Mac Mini on this side, which is where I have the music playing, so that that's not an added process that my main computer has to do while it's taking care of everything else. Now, the cool part is that the Rodecaster Pro is able to connect to two separate computers. So I have it connected to the Mac Studio and then the Mac Mini, and I have its own slider for the music and the sound coming from the Mac Mini, and that determines and it gives me a physical slider to control what I got going on here. But in case I wanted to switch up the music at any point, I'm able to quickly swing my mouse into this computer and then just click like the next button. And as you can see, now I'm DJ Camera Junkie, and switching up the song to the next track, and we keep it rolling. So it does give me complete control, but it's not only for my live stream and the way that I like to nerd out, but also for the simple fact that I do a lot of remote productions. And the remote productions, I'm not even on camera. I'm just here behind the scenes with all of these windows, kind of like the dude in the truck at the Super Bowl, right? The guy behind the scenes making sure that camera one and camera two, and you know, the transitions and the movements and push it and do everything. That's what I do in the background. That's why I have such an elaborate, nice setup. But at the same fact, okay, Gretchen says the little mic is powerful. Okay, cool. Paul says, yes, I am peaking. Well, let me see here. You know what? Let me drop it down a bit more. There we go. That should be a bit better. So we continue, but yeah, just to finish off that thought. So that's why I have this setup, right? And it's as extensive as it is because I also do a lot of editing. So I have my monitors here that are going to give me a correct signal of audio, because even though these are amazing devices that we have via Bluetooth, they create an inherent latency. So if you're editing to the beat, right, on a video and things like that, and you're using wireless devices, I don't recommend it. Not for that instance, because you're going to create that latency. So you're going to hear the drum beat a couple of milliseconds or a couple of frames behind, so you'll be editing to that and it will look and sound like it's in sync. But when you go to export and you listen to it in any other device, you're going to see that you're off 2 frames forward or back, because your editing to the beat is actually not going to be to the actual beat because of the latency that's built in inherently to wireless devices. So that's Bluetooth or any type of wireless device. Aiden, what you doing over there? Let's keep it on this side, buddy. Yeah, that's what I would recommend as far as the edits, and that's why I have my setup the way it is. It's like what I love to do, so that's why I'm Mr. Camera Junkie. I'm just love nerding out on this stuff. But that's also, you know, it helps out whoever asks the right question, because I'm always happy to help, and I'm always happy to, you know, like try to figure out somebody else's problem, because a lot of times I don't come up with these hiccups, and I always like a new puzzle or a new challenge to get my gears going, so to speak. So, but that is it. Okay, we're caught up. It looks like the microphone is doing a little bit better right now. I tried to be not too Puerto Rican. If you're still hanging out here with us, please be sure to hit that like button so I don't forget that. But it is time for Cities God, channels that I think you should go and watch. And this week, oh, did I even have it right? Yo, where's my window? There it is. Bam. Okay. This week's City's Gone is someone that you might know. Okay. What happened? There we go. Boom. This week's City's Gone is Mr. Bokeh Bushido. See if he's still hanging around here in the chat. This is our friend and also Camera Junkie Crew member, Carlos, and his most recent channel, Mr. Bokeh Bushido. If you haven't checked it out, let me be the first one to introduce you to this amazing channel. He's got close to 80 videos. I think it's 78 at the moment. If I were to get this, yep, 78. And he's got an amazing perspective on the creative journey. Now, if you're looking to nerd out, that's not what you're going to get from Carlos's channel. He's going to help you with the mental aspect of being a content creator and things that you might have not even known that were limiting you because of somebody else's beliefs. So if you've ever struggled with kind of creator's block or anything in that aspect, I highly recommend you check out Mr. Carlos's new channel, Bokeh Bushido. This week's City's God channels that I think you should go and watch and have him help you get past your creative block. And that's this week's City's God channels that I think you should go and watch. And we have done it. Bam, we hit that button, we hit this one, and we keep it rocking. Guys, we've done it, we've completed another amazing week. This was episode 236, and what's so significant about that number, if it's your first time, is that it's 236 consecutive episodes of the Camera Junkie live stream without skipping a beat. It has been every single week for over 4 years, and we're just marching along to December, where we'll hit the little marker right there for 5 years of consecutive live streaming. And I have to, as always, thank you guys who make this possible and make this my favorite place to hang out. You know, every Saturday night, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I can't thank you enough. So guys, take care of yourselves and each other, and I can't wait to see all of your smiling faces as we do it all over again next week. Yep, as a reminder, mark the calendars, set a reminder, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Camera Junkie live stream right here on the Mr. Camera Junkie YouTube channel. So until then, take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you next time. Talk to you.